What's going on, Hobby Link International? My name is Ben and welcome back to the bench for our final episode on our 1/350 scale Klingon-style battlecruiser. This is going to be hopefully the end of the episodes and we can get this thing wrapped up and put on top of my display case because it's not going to fit inside at all. So last episode went ahead and took a lot of time and we airbrushed a ton of different colors across the model. We've got our greens, dark greens, light greens. We have some panel shading in there as well. We have the flat earth. We have some darker grays. We did go ahead and install all our LEDs and that's all done. We've got our photo etch in there as well. And they are nicely painted. As you can see, they do work and it looks pretty cool. I think adding in those other little LED strips really helped to give it a nice impact. The back of the ship also, we have that masked, but our LED impulse engines and launcher are also ready to go. And we have some lights on the sides of the nacelles. So we are looking pretty snazzy here, guys, and I'm absolutely loving it. Undersurface of the ship as well, we do have all those different colors in there. It took a lot of masking. I think I went through like 3 rolls of tape. Then we have, of course, the neck all nicely painted. We've got our flat earth around there. We do have to go ahead and install the decals. So the one around the photon torpedo launcher, all the different markings, that has to be done. And also a ton of detail painting around the very front of the main hull. We're going to jump in there. We're going to do all the little detailing here, which I think is like brown and green and red, black, whatever colors we've got there. And then I think we're going to gloss coat it and decal it. So let's go ahead and jump back in there, guys. We have quite a bit left, but we are so close. So let's get into it, get our gloss coat done, get our decals on, and see how we do. Alright guys, so we're back, and as you can see, we do have everything gloss coated and decaled. Decals worked decently well, so didn't really have any trouble with that. Maybe the undersurface, the main symbol right here, had a little trouble, but otherwise not too shabby. So now that everything is cured and protected, we're going to jump in there and do a sludge wash, some panel lining, and then hit it with a semi-flat coat, and then we can move on to our base. So let's keep the party going, guys. We're almost done. So after a little bit of work here, we're going to move over to the base and we're going to start doing some fanciness with this. This is actually just a shadow box I found, I believe at Michael's or possibly Hobby Lobby. What we're going to do is we're going to airbrush the top of this in a red color. We're going to go ahead and stick down some stencils, which I've cut out on my Cricut cutter. And we have things like the silhouette of the ship. We have some Klingon writing. We have some different symbols and things that I pulled off of another picture. And we are going to go ahead and have this cool kind of red symbol on a black background. I'm trying to design it to look a little bit like Klingon battlecruiser control panels that I've seen online. It's not going to be perfect, but it's going to be close enough. And then of course we have to go ahead and drill our hole in the center here. And we have some shoring up we have to go ahead and install because this is a very flimsy backing. So let's jump in here, guys. Last time lapse of the day. We're going to paint everything with that red color. We're going to put our stencils down, go over it with the black, and then we're going to come back in, pull up those stencils, clear coat everything, and then, well, we'll see how it goes. All right, let's get into it, guys. Let's finish up our Katinga. Now that everything is good on the base, it is curing off camera. We're going to take a little bit of time here and start going ahead and wiring everything up. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the shaft of an arrow. I have a carbon fiber arrow that was broken years ago. And I went ahead and I cut off the broken parts and I have this little strip of it. And we're going to go ahead and use that as our stand. Now I don't know how this is going to work, but I love the pattern on the arrow shaft. I love the coloring. So we're just going to try it. We're going to see what it does. We can go ahead and fish our wires directly through this opening and then just kind of push it down into the model. And we can glue this with some super glue or hot glue maybe, or whatever is going to go ahead and work, probably super glue. And then we can go ahead and fish the rest of the wires through the base. And once this is all nicely hooked together, we can drop in our battery pack, hook up our switch, and we should be good to go, as long as everything works, so fingers crossed. Now we'll go ahead and feed our wires through the top of our base. And again, I want to be real careful not to pinch any wires. Really don't want to have to come in and redo everything. So we're going to pull the wires nice and taut right through there, making sure, again, we're not pinching anything. And then we can go ahead and give a little bit of pressure and push the stand all the way through this base that I've made in this little shoring up piece of wood. And moving right along, let's go ahead and grab our switch. Let's go ahead and solder up our leads, and then we'll go ahead and fish that through the opening we drilled out for our switch. This again is going to be a real simple attachment. There's not going to be much issue with this. We'll just go ahead and pull that switch through. We'll go ahead and secure that down, and then we'll just go ahead and line up the last little bits of the leads, and I think we can go ahead and get everything soldered together. Now I gotta say I'm not the best at soldering, but from what I understand, all we have to do is twist these wires together. Then we're gonna go ahead and use a little bit of solder, get that solder to flow between both wires. Then once that is solid, we can go ahead and add in our shrink tubing to make sure that we don't have any strange connection issues or whatnot. Same thing with the other side. We're just gonna twist the wires together. Then we're gonna go ahead and add a little bit of solder, add our shrink tube, and we should be good to go. I'm just going to go ahead and add a little bit of solder here. They're nicely twisted together. They shouldn't come apart. Also, we're not going to be moving the ship around too much either, so it should be nice and solid. Let's go ahead and then just tack everything together, add our shrink tubing, and I think we should be good to go. So here we are, guys. We are all finished up with our 1/350th scale Klingon battlecruiser. This thing is awesome. I absolutely love this model kit. You can see it's so big, it doesn't even fit on my field of view for my camera. This thing is massive. I switched out to a green switch. The red one kind of stuck a little bit, but as you can see, the green one functions nicely. Everything comes on, everything comes off. We've got a very interesting looking base, different graphics that I pulled off the internet. Honestly, it's a very cool little presentation. I will say though that the ship sits a little high above the base. That wasn't necessarily by design. Actually should be a bit lower, but the kit itself is so cool. I absolutely love that. And then coupled with the black and red on the base, it really kind of jumps out at you. And I like it. Not the best I've ever done, but not the worst either. So very happy with that. A little bit of gloss coat on the base kind of makes it stand out a little bit more, but this thing is done. And yeah, if you guys like Klingon battlecruisers, pick this kit up, have a blast with this one. It was absolutely a joy to build. No real issues, no fit troubles, solid model with great detail. And painting it, this is probably one of my most complicated paint jobs I've ever attempted to do, with all the different shades of green, different colors here and there, NATO black, grays, the works. It was so much fun. We've got blinking lights, we've got solid lights, even our additional lighting strips we added in for extra light there on the front of that kind of globe. Everything came together really, really well. It's not the best model, I'm sure. There's a ton of you guys out there that could do far more detail work on this, I am sure, but this is my first time building something this large and including a lighting kit, and I honestly had so much fun. So a huge thank you to Kenny for sending me the model and for giving me a chance to hopefully make something entertaining for you guys. And a huge thank you to everyone who's watched and enjoyed the process. So until our next episode, guys, thank you so much for joining us. You guys know the drill. Go out there, get yourself some bench time, have some fun, build something cool, and we'll see everybody on the next build. Thanks for watching, guys. Take care of yourselves, and we'll see you soon.